Hello, everyone. Welcome to Charge Phase. We've officially escaped COVID bunker number one. Had to retreat to COVID bunker number two. We're moving through the multiple layers of COVID bunker. This layer is gluttony, but welcome to another deck profile for you. Today we have a red blue mill cooler. This is again by far not the meta build, but I have the most fun with this one myself. So it starts with the cooler leader. So his ability is auto. When he attacks a leader card, we draw one. And then when the power of one of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, they mill the top card of their deck. And then auto once per turn. If it's during your opponent's turn, when one of the power of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, you draw one card. So it's a really fun way to just kind of fuck with your opponent. Barrier is a problem as always, but there are cards within that will ignore that. Then when it's time to awaken, if your life's at 4 or less, you can untap one and draw one and flip it over. And then on the other side, it just says the exact same thing. The only difference is when this card attacks, it doesn't have to attack a leader card specifically. So you still get the mill, still get the draw. Yeah, so that's really about it. It's a really fun leader, as you'll see with some of the cards that we go through. I'm going to put Cooler right up here. With some of the cards we go through, pretty much the whole reason of the deck is to mill your opponent out with negging. So the first card is Frieza's Death Ball, one of the new iconic attack cards. It's a 1-drop red. It says activate battle. If your leader is red, choose up to one of your leader or battle cards gets plus 15 for the duration of the battle. And then auto, if all your energy is red, you can choose up to one of your opponent's leader or battle cards, and it gets minus 10 for the duration of the battle. So essentially, it's a 25k combo. Regardless of what you use, and only play 2 of those. The fun thing about this card is it checks all of your energy's color. So multicolor cards that are red and blue also count as red energy. So it satisfies the condition for all energy being red. So it's a very versatile card. It gets through a lot of stuff. And then next we have 4 Sensu Bean, staple since set 1, activate battle. Give one of your cards either plus 5, then you untap 2 energy. Simple, staple for blue decks. Definitely worth playing in this one. And then next up, we have 4 copies of Afterimage Technique. This is your Sparking Negate. Does not really negate, but it just kind of incentivizes your opponent to not attack, because what happens is when someone attacks, give either a leader or battle card plus 40,000, and then you give something minus 10. One of your opponent's battle cards minus 10, as long as your leader is red. And then if your graveyard has 5 cards in it, you can activate its effect by taking life instead. This card's really good because it gives something minus 10, so it activates your leader's mill ability, but also it doesn't negate the attack, like I said. So in most cases, you go, okay, Afterimage Technique, your opponent goes, okay, no combos, I don't care. That's when you can do some other goofy shit. You can continue to combo during your turn. You can continue to, do things that will activate Arrival, which is very important with this deck. So it still gives you a chance to activate other cards that will mill out your opponent. It's just very versatile. Plus, it gives you that safety of plus 40. And then next up, we play 2 copies of Nile of Hope. This is a 2-drop counterplay. It says if the card being played is 20k or less, you put that card in the grave instead of playing it. So that's great for a lot of your opponent's early low drops. It stops them from getting any of those enter the battle effects. Just a really, really good versatile card to stop your opponent's early plays with. Next up is another whopper of a card. We have Frieza, Death's Embrace. It's a 1-drop red. When you play it, you draw a card and then activate battle, not once per turn. Just pay a red and give something minus 10. The fact that they printed this card at such a cheap cost is insane to me. It's a fantastic, fantastic card because you can choose your opponent's leader or a battle card, so you can just neg across the board. But it's just a really funny card to play because you just go, hey, negate, combo with Sensu Bean, untap those again, and just continue dropping everything down minus 10. Great way to get continual props off your leader's effect to mill your opponent's top card. Just a really great versatile card. Then next up we play 2 Frieza, Undying Emperor. This is a 2-drop blue counterplay from this set that I kind of think is a good card, as we'll see how it combos later on. If the card being played is a 3-drop or less, you just put it back in your opponent's hand instead. So again, a great way to stop enter the battlefield effects. And also, it's a 15k body for 2, and it combos with some other cards that we'll get to as well that are also very good. But yeah, so just another great way to say to your opponent, hey, don't play that. I don't want you to play that. Not in my house. Then next up, we play 3 copies of Clan Commander Frieza, 2-drop 15k. Um, when you play him, look at the top 5 cards and choose one Frieza clan and add it to your hand. A really important effect because every card in here minus like 1 or 2 like battle cards are 3 battle cards are Frieza clan. So it searches through basically your entire deck. Great way to get through any pieces that you're missing. Just a really good versatile card, and also it plays in with the some of the other cards we'll see later on. Then next up, we play 3 copies of Mecha Frieza Energy Blight. This is the red-blue check land from this set. Also a Frieza clan, so you can search it off Clan Commander Frieza. But just kind of a staple if you're playing multicolor, just because you want to have that ability to charge a card without having to wait for it to come in tapped first. So, good, simple card. Then next up, we play 4 copies of Cooler Clan Avenger. Shout out to Paul for helping me put these together. Really, really good card. 2-drop, 15k, or 13k, so 19k, sorry. 15k? 15k. There we go. That's the actual energy. So when you play it, it has barrier. You give one of your opponent's cards -10. And then at the end of your opponent's turn, if this card's on the field, they mill the top card of their deck. So, great way to activate your leader effect, and then just a persistent mill effect every turn as they go along. It is a championship pack card, so, good luck finding it, but nowadays I'm sure it's pretty cheap. And then next up, we play 4 copies of Beerus Divine Obliterator. This, by far, is one of my favorite super combos ever to come out. It's your standard 10k, but if it's your opponent's turn when you combo with it, you get to untap one of your red-blue multicolor energies. So not only does it extend your plays during your opponent's turn to help defend yourself, but also it activates Arrival for free because it is both red and blue. So, the versatility there is kind of speaking for itself. And so next up, we play Frieza Unending Onslaught. We play 2 copies. So this card is one of the cards I was talking about that combos really well with Undying Emperor and Clan Commander Frieza. It is a 3-drop 15k. But activate battle, you can tap a blue and choose one Frieza clan on the field, put it back in your hand, and then play this card. And then when you play the card, you get to search through your graveyard, choose one Frieza clan, and then add that to your hand. Costs 5 or less. So great way to get back your big drops. Great way to defend any of these cards that you might want to use again, like Frieza, Death's Embrace if it's being attacked. Or if, say, you want to have another counterplay in hand and you need to search for something else again, great way to get that card back. And then another great card, we play 3 copies of Combo Attack Cooler. He is this kind of the same thing. He's a 3-drop 15k. Activate battle, tap a blue, and add back one Frieza clan from the field. Put it in your hand, then play him. But he's more of the aggressive version of Unending Onslaught, where when you play him when he's attacked, or is attacked once per turn, you can choose one red-blue card in your grave and combo with it. Now, much like Demigra and the Spirit Bomb Goku and things like that, the Vegito, like when it says combo with it, it's ignoring any combo cost that you have to pay. So like if you were choosing Mecha Energy or Mecha Frieza Energy Blight or Clan Commander, things like that, you don't have to pay the 1 to combo with it. It's just already being comboed with. So it's a great way to just skip having to pay energy for really good big combos. Also, you can combo with Beerus if your opponent attacks it during its turn, and that's a free untap energy. So it's just a really, really great card for 1 energy. Then next up, we play 3 copies of Mach Speed Kaioken Goku. It is a counterplay, permanent during your opponent's turn. Permanent if you have a multicolor energy in your energy. This card becomes a 2-drop, so again, very versatile. And then when you play it, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, give it -10, and then if it's your opponent's turn, you can give another card -5. So for 1 card and 2 energy, you get to mill your opponent 2 at the very least, because the 2 effects happen after a period. So they're like 2 separate effects, basically. So again, just very versatile. Great way to, if you have 1 problem card you want to get rid of, great way to deal with that. And it only costs 1 dedicated red, so it feels pretty good to play. Then next up, we play 2 No Introduction Frieza. This is a 4-drop that during your opponent's turn becomes a 2-drop, and then it is a counter attack. So for 2, you can negate an attack and play it. And then during your turn, activate main, pay 2 red and a blue, and you can choose 1 Frieza in your hand, cost 5, and evolve on top of this card for free. So again, negate, and then it's a 20k body if you don't have a Frieza in hand. And if you do, you can evolve into it, and ideally the Frieza you want to evolve into is this one, which is full power Frieza, 100% overdrive. This card is, I love this card. Uh, as you can tell, I love a lot of this deck. It's a very fun deck, very close to my heart. But anyway, the card says it is a triple attack um, energy exhaust card. And it says when this card attacks, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and give it -30. And then auto, when one of your opponent's battle cards energy is decreased, your opponent mills the top 2 cards of their deck. So, what this means is you attack. Not only is it a 30k triple strike, but if your opponent has, say, 5 cards on the field that all have barrier, you choose all of them, ignoring barrier, give them -30, and then your opponent mills 10 because 5 cards had their energy decreased. So that is a fantastic way to get 10 cards off your opponent, and your leader will pop 5 times to mill your opponent an extra 5. So that's 15 cards, ideally, if your opponent has at least 5 cards on the field, to get to mill out of them. That's a fantastic, fantastic wombo combo. This is a great way to cheat it out, so this combo is really a lot of fun. Also, you can fetch this back with Unending Onslaught if you have to drop it for whatever reason. It's just a really, really fun card. And then probably the meat and potatoes of this deck. This card is also a 5-drop Frieza, or 5-drop Frieza clan. We have Cooler, Tyrannical Onslaught. This is why the Beerus super combo is insane to me. Also, the combo attack Cooler is another great way to get this card out. It is an arrival for 1 red, but is a 5-drop double strike. And when you play it, you choose 2 of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier, and give it -10. So again, another 2 cards getting -10, another 2 mills off your leader. Just a really, really fun, easy card to get out, because like I said, when you combo with Beerus, arrival is already fulfilled. And then also combo attack Cooler, if you're defending or attacking, it makes for a great offensive play either way. And then last but not least, this card is one of my personal favorite. We have Black Smoke Dragon, Eternal Evil. So this is a secret rare ultimate. Shout out to Maya for picking the pack that
that looks familiar.
Yeah, so she was actually the one that picked the pack from our last case opening that had that card in it. But the way it works is you can only have one in your deck. It cannot attack, but if you have at least 12 cards in grave, this card becomes a 5-drop, so its cost decreased significantly. And then, once per turn, while it's on the field, you can choose one of 3 amazing effects. You can choose either to choose all of your opponent's cards on the field, ignoring barrier, and warp them. You can choose to pick 4 cards randomly from your opponent's hand and warp them. Or you can have your opponent mill 7 and then draw 2. So the versatility there is amazing. It is not hard to get cards engraved with this deck. Just do it between all the extra cards you have. Also, just any defending you have to do, Mox Kaioken combos. You don't want to be afraid to combo with the deck to summon this card out. Just a really, really good finisher. And it's a 40k, so if your opponent's playing red-blue, and they use the U7 leader to look at your hand, they can't choose to drop that card to the grave. It's just a really great way to finish out a game. Because I've had that happen one too many times where my opponent's down to like maybe 5 or 6 cards in deck and I don't have enough here to get them down with my leader ability to 1 or 2 cards. So I just summon Black Smoke Dragon, go, hey, mill 7, I draw 2, pass turn, and then game's over. Also a great way to clear any invoker boards that have barrier. It's a great way to just, if your opponent has a giant hand, taking 4 cards is still amazing. So just a really, really good versatile ultimate. This is a really fun deck I like to play with. As you can tell, I'm really passionate and have a lot of fun with this one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any suggestions you think might be better for the deck, or things you think would be, a good change. I am iffy on the Death Ball. I might want to take those out just because the requirement of having mono red energy is a little stiff sometimes. But we'll see. Well, this deck might be updated in the future. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds. But either way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to thank you all again for supporting the channel, watching our videos, commenting, subscribing. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you guys in the future with more updates. Have a good one.